Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of No Time to Be Hungry. Yes, I'm wearing the apron today. So by special request, actually a lot of requests, today I'm going to make cinnamon rolls. These things are amazingly easy to make, and they're good fresh, and I think they're even better the next day. But anyway, super easy to make. Takes a couple of hours for the bread preparation, the dough preparation, but either way, super easy. If you could master this, you'll be the envy of the kitchen. Anyway, let me show you what's in the ingredients page.
Hello.
What you doing, babe?
My cleaning time.
Cleaning time? Okay, all right. I'm making cinnamon rolls.
Okay, I need exercise.
Okay, let's check out what's in the ingredients. Of course, you obviously need cinnamon. Cinnamon is the main ingredient in cinnamon rolls. So I've already mixed some right here. This is sugar. This is about 1/3 cup of sugar and about a tablespoon of cinnamon that I have mixed in here and just kind of stirred it together. This is about 1/4 cup of melted butter. Now, a lot of people say, do I use salted butter or unsalted butter? I don't know. Sometimes I think we're just thinking too much about the exact ingredient. I don't know. I think I have unsalted. Anyway, we're gonna add just a pinch of salt, literally just a pinch of salt in everything. But if your butter's already salty and you don't wanna add more salt, then yeah, I don't know, whatever. And I've already heated up about 1 cup of milk. I say about 1 cup because this is what we use here in Thailand. Yes, they sell like big gallon things of milk, but we don't really drink milk like, I don't know, this is what we buy. And it's just under 1 cup of milk. It's okay. And of course we need bread flour. Any kind of bread flour will work. And yeast. So I keep my yeast in this awesome coffee container because it's sealed up nice and tight. And I keep it in my refrigerator. But that's what I got left. So what we need to do now is we need to proof. And what I mean by proof is we want to make sure our yeast is still alive. So we're going to put it in some warm milk, which I've already warmed up. A little bit of sugar to give it some food and make sure it puffs up and grows and smells like yeast. Or this whole thing will just be a waste of time if your yeast is not good. So I'm going to take just a little bit of sugar. Put a little bit of sugar in there and about a tablespoon, I think, of yeast. About 3 of these little coffee spoons is about a tablespoon. Give it a little stir. We're going to let that sit for a couple of minutes until it starts to puff up. And then once it starts to puff up, I know the yeast is still good and fresh, and we can start our mixing process. Making bread requires a couple of things. A warm place, a lot of patience, and the right consistency of the ingredients, which the main ingredients for bread to make bread work is yeast. So when I say patience, there's a process of letting it rise and then making whatever bread you're gonna make, loaf bread, whatever you're going to do, you're going to have to let another process of rising that. So it takes a little bit of time. I think where people make their mistake is they get a little bit too much of a hurry and their technique is a little bit off. So it takes a little bit of practice. Don't get discouraged making bread. I would say it's going to take you 5 to 10 times to really get a feel of what it's supposed to feel like and your own special technique. But a lot of people want to go with the exact ingredients in making bread, and it just doesn't work out most of the time. You just got to remember you need the right consistency, the right feel, the right texture, and of course you need the right ingredients. Other than that, what we're doing is making extremely sweet cinnamon rolls. So we're gonna add the sugar and the cinnamon, and I like to put egg in mine, so we're gonna use 1 egg today. And yeah, it's gonna be great. Don't overthink it. Just relax, and I'm gonna show you what it's supposed to feel like. Or, yeah, because you can't feel it, so all I can do is like show you. Okay, well it looks like our yeast has risen, and I know my yeast is good, so now we can start with the mixing process. Okay, let's start out with our wet ingredients. We're gonna put in the warm melted butter. The warmer you can make everything, not boiling hot. Like when I say I warmed up the milk, I'm not saying like it's so boiling hot, because you can kill that. You can actually kill the yeast. So don't make it super hot, but the warmer you can make this mixture, the actual the time for it to rise is cut down quite a bit. So I'm going to show you, and I showed you in another video, a really cool technique to make sure your bread stays moist and in a warm area, because that's where it likes to grow, in a nice warm cozy spot. Then we've added our, look how puffy that is. My yeast is so happy right now. And 1 egg. Kind of mix that all in. Okay, now while everything is still a little warm, I'm going to add in my sugar and cinnamon mixture. That'll help get everything nice and melted in and incorporated. That's like a popular cooking word, incorporated. So that's what we're doing, we're incorporating it. Okay, next thing, remember this, it's very important to remember, because this is where you can make a mistake and your dough won't rise. Do not put salt on top of the yeast. So what I mean is, like if you're using a lot of garlic salt or a lot of salt, you're making pizza dough or garlic bread or whatever, French bread, don't put your yeast on top of the salt. So I've got everything nice and mixed up in the bowl, nice and wet. This isn't going to be directly on it, but we need a little bit of salt to bring out the flavor and everything. So I'm going to add just a dash of salt. Dash of salt. So we are done pretty much with everything except the flour. So with this mix that I have, the cup of water, the cup of warm milk and the 1/4 cup of melted butter and 1 egg normally comes out to about 3 cups of flour. But you can give or take whatever, I don't know, it's about 3 cups. Don't hold me to that. You just got to put in a little bit at a time. So start out with 1.5 cups, mix it all up with this, because if you put too much, you can't use this. Get it incorporated, and then we're going to go to the mixer and start adding in the rest. Because inside, when it's mixing in the bowl, I can tell you pretty much what it's going to look like and get the right consistency while it's mixing in the bowl. So yeah, let's add the flour. It's really hot today. So I got this turbo fan on over here, so it's blowing everything around. Okay, that's one. This is a 1 cup scoop and about 1/2. Now we're going to use this, get it all mixed together, and then take it to the blender, or not the blender, the mixer. Wow, doesn't that look beautiful? Now, a lot of people, when they're making their cinnamon rolls, they don't add cinnamon into the dough. Well, I do, because not only do I want to add cinnamon to the dough later after it has risen and we roll it out into our cinnamon buns, but I want the bread to actually taste super cinnamony, sweet, awesome as well. So I want everything to taste good. So just this bread alone is going to be good to eat by itself. So when you add the extra buttered cinnamon and the sweet glaze on it, it's like friggin' heaven. Okay, let's go to the mixer. Okay, this is my mixer. I don't have a stand mixer. It's not the easiest thing in the world to use, but yeah, it's what I got, and it works pretty good for me. Now you can knead it by hand, or you can go buy a sand mixer, but this is what I got. So we're gonna use this today, and we're gonna put this up because this is not good to us anymore. Okay, quick tip, so it's not like winter wonderland in your house. Don't use your mixer on high speed when you're adding flour, or you'll find out why. So get it all mixed up in there first, and then you can turn up the juice on your mixer. Unless you don't care. Sometimes I don't. Making the mess is the fun part. So I'm gonna add another, I'm just gonna go ahead and add another cup because I know this is extremely wet, so another cup is not gonna be too much. So I've got a rubber spatula that I'm gonna use to help get it all mixed in. I don't want to bore you with this, so I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to mix this. I'll let you know exactly how much ingredients I put in this mix, and I'll show you what it's supposed to kind of feel like. That probably doesn't make sense, but anyway, it'll make sense after I show you here in a minute. Okay, this is kind of what I want it to look like. It's really sticking just a little bit to the pan. And I've been doing that roughly for about 10 minutes, really on highs. You could do this, mix it for 15, 20 minutes. I think 10, 15 minutes always seems to be just fine for me. Okay, so what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to get this out and form it into a ball. And let me show you what I'm talking about, how it needs to feel. See if we can't clean up the pan. There's guest. Mafia's here. Say hi, Mafia. Bye.
She bought the pan, but it's too small.
Oh, she bought pants that are too small. Tam kanom. Oh, I forgot the name of this in Thai. What is this? Op choi. Kanom pang op choi. You know what's funny is Thai people don't really like cinnamon. They don't really like cinnamon bread, cinnamon toast, but they eat kai palot, which has fresh cinnamon in it, but that's more of a Chinese dish. But there is a few dishes, Asian dishes, that require cinnamon, but they really don't like the flavor of like cinnamon in bread. The older generation. The newer ones are different. They're up to trying a lot of things. So anyway, look, see what I'm saying about this is what I want it to not stick. So it needs to feel like, not really like you have to get it like sticking off on your fingers. It needs to be, I don't know, it feels awesome. And it smells so good too. So now our next process is going to be letting this rise. So we're gonna put it in a warm place. We're gonna cover the bowl, and put it in a warm place. And it's kind of hot today, so it probably only gonna take about 45 minutes to rise. I hope so, because we got a lot of stuff to do today. I'm trying to make a video for you guys, and they come in there, blah, 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 like a coming in the hen's nest, you know? Anyway, this is Thailand. It's never quiet, so yeah, let them blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I got a shower cap here. We'll just talk louder. Shower cap, gonna put it over the bowl. And I got Paige, who's like, I'm wearing socks today, so soon they'll be wet. You know, it's just, a great day in life in Thailand. Yeah, and being a man in the house with a bunch of women, I need it. Is it too early to drink?
Today is Saturday. It is Saturday. We drink all day.
Okay, this one's a little small. My bowl's a little big. Yeah. Okay, I know this will work eventually. But this thing is going to get pretty big, so I need a big bowl. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yay. Okay. Let's get it in the oven. And I am going to get a coffee cup. A coffee cup. I said glass one time in another video. It's not a glass, it's a cup. Okay, it's a cup. It's not. It's a ceramic coffee cup full of this hot water from this hot water dispenser. In Thailand, we always have this hot water dispenser because they like to use instant coffee and drink tea all day. So this is very hot water, which is good. I'm going to take this very hot water and I am going to put it in my oven after I raise that. And I'm just going to set this in here. Now the water is going to keep it moist. I'm not putting any kind of liquid on top of my dough because I know it's not going to get dry here. Let me turn the fan. I'll probably sound like I'm in a hurricane. Yeah, so I'm going to close this up for about 45 minutes, clean up my mess, and then we'll come right back. We are actually going out of town. We're going to be making some videos at some restaurants in south of Thailand. I hope you guys watch those videos too. But we're going to be going to some really cool restaurants and some really good different types of food around Thailand. And I've got a pack. I've got 3 subscribers coming today. I told them to not come so quick, maybe all at the same time at lunch. We're having a going away party tonight, which we're always having some kind of party for some reason. And yeah, got a lot of things to do leaving in the morning. And I want to make this video before we go. Okay, I'll be right back. Let's check in the oven and see if my dough has risen. We have a special guest that come to visit us today. Hopefully he gets a chance to taste the cinnamon. Looks like he's had a couple in his life. We'll introduce him in just a moment. But let's check our bread, our dough, and see if it's risen. Yes, it has risen. It's only been really about 30 minutes, but I've got some I've got some people coming, so I told you at the beginning you can't rush dough. But let's see if we can't rush this dough a little bit. We need it to rise a second time after this. And we can't rush the rising process, but at least it's a little warm today. So that's it. Let's get it on the table and roll it out. Rob, come introduce yourself to my cooking channel. Rob, come all the way from Colorado. Wait, I'll have to adjust the camera. Have you ever had any cinnamon rolls?
Not in Thailand.
You're gonna have some today, damn it.
Okay.
All right. Well, he'll let us know if they're good.
Yeah, I've been working on my gear list for you know.
He's a sexy Falang here in Thailand. Super sexy, yeah. In Thailand, if you're skinny, they think you're sick or you're like really poor. So it's good to be a little bit pumpui. Pumpui. All right, let's roll this out. I did clean my table in case you're wondering. It's clean. I don't know what kind of surface this is, but it's really good. It doesn't stick. But I'm going to lay out a little bit of flour. I don't know why I did that, just kind of as effect, I think. We're going to dust the table a little bit with some flour. Really kind of help roll it out. I need to get this dough in kind of a shape of a square, and because I'm gonna roll it out, and I'll show you here in a minute. We want to get all the air out of it. Man, it smells really good. Okay. I've got it actually in a pretty decent looking, I said square, but I meant like rectangle. So, but anyway, that came out amazingly pretty good. Normally it doesn't come out that good. What I want to do now is I've melted some more butter, and I am going to just kind of wet the surface here with butter, because butter's awesome. I know I'm making a mess, it's okay. I've taken some more sugar here and cinnamon, and I'm gonna mix this up. I might have made too much sugar here. I don't know, we'll see. I know I'm making a mess, it's okay. So now what I want to do is I want to spread this out. I guess I could have stirred it over on top of it. I want to spread this out all over as even as possible. We'll just put it all in there. What the heck, huh? I did wash my hands in case you were wondering. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to roll this nice and even when I cut out my shapes. And that looks pretty even right there. That's pretty good right there, by God. Okay. Okay, let me get my pan set up and I'll show you how to cut these up. Hang on one second. Now what we need is dental floss. Yeah, we need dental floss. We need to brush our teeth after eating this too. So anyway, take some dental floss. And this is how we're gonna cut our dough. We're not gonna use a knife because it doesn't work that well with a knife. So let me show you how we're gonna do this. Exactly. Let me get a position here. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? Okay, we are going to slide this underneath the dough. The first one's gonna kind of look a little strange. So we're just gonna make a little loop, pull it, and that's it. Look at that. I got some parchment paper here. I just kind of threw on top. I know it doesn't look pretty, but it's okay, it works. So just gonna set that there just like that. And then try to cut them about the same size if possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. Look at that. Bam. Wow, doesn't that look awesome? Okay, I think you can see that technique, so I'm not going to show you each cut. So let me get it all cut out and put on the pan.
For 1 or 2 months each time. That was not a mistake. Oh, didn't I? Like what you thought I had. Some may know I have food, better. Yeah, I know a lot of words and it's hard to make sense.
Okay, there we go. I've got them all in my pan. Now we got to get them back in the oven and let them rise another, I think about another 30 minutes and it'll be good to go. But before I do that, I'm going to take the remainder of the butter that I have right here and I'm going to coat it with butter to keep it nice. The moister it is, the quicker it's going to rise. So I'm going to just cover this thing in butter, because butter is also good. The ladies are in here in the kitchen already. It's about to be lunchtime, so they're like, can you get out of my way? We want to eat lunch, but it's only 11 o'clock. Okay, let's get it back in the oven and let it rise. 30 minutes. I'm getting squeezed out of the kitchen right now, but while I'm waiting for my bread to rise, I'm going to make the icing. Icing's easy. It's just butter and icing sugar. But I'm going to add some cinnamon to that because I want everything to taste awesome, like I said at the beginning. So I'm going to add this in here until my mixture is good and thick. You know, just keep on, depending on how much icing sugar you need, just keep mixing it until it is what you want. So I just keep adding a little bit of icing sugar at a time. That's it. Icing sugar done. Let that sit on the side, and then we're going to spread that out on our cinnamon rolls after, of course, after they've been baked, we're going to add this on top of the cinnamon roll. Sweet. It's been 30 minutes now. Let's check the progress of they're still in here kind of cooking and cleaning and eating. So, look at that. Does that look awesome or what? Okay, let me preheat my oven and we'll stick it in the oven and get it cooked. Let's take a look at it. That looks good, doesn't it? Let me get it out of here. Wow. Well, it's done. Let me get it on the plate, put the icing in here. Rob is like towering over the kitchen. Like, where is my damn cinnamon roll?
Yeah, I was promised cinnamon rolls.
Okay, let me get it on the plate and we'll get some icing on it. Okay, the perfect time to serve cinnamon rolls is when everybody's starving. I promised to take them to lunch. It's like 1 o'clock after we make the cinnamon rolls. So let's give the vegan a try first.
Cup and cup.
They're pretty warm. Here you go, honey.
It was good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Very good. Meh.
Ồ, thử rồi. Thử rồi. Hãyกิน Hãyกินน่ะ
อร่อยไม้อ้วนครับไม้อ้วนเซ็กซี่
เซ็กซี่ไม่อ้วน
Good?
แล้วอ้วน
Okay.
โอ้
Cinnamon rolls. Actually, tomorrow, if there's any, I don't think there'll be any left, but really the next day, they're just as good the next day. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video on how to make awesome cinnamon rolls. Look at that. Is that awesome looking or what? And I hope you make it. If you do, send me a picture of it and we'll try to get it in a future video through the email. And if you like today's video, don't forget to click like. If you have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys on the next No Time to Be Sad channel. Bye. Hello, am I? You want another one?
I'll take one more, just because I'm really hungry.
We're gonna go eat.
And they're good, but yeah.
Good. Like okay? Do I look skinny?
Mình đang biết. Oh, okay, đấy, không mình.
Okay.